Now coming to the objectives of cash flow statement. So what are the objectives of a cash flow statement? The first and the foremost objective of a cash flow statement is to gather information about the sources from which we are getting or the cash is coming into the business. That is, to get information about sources of cash. That is, those sources from which cash is coming into the business. It can be like inflow from operating activities, something like cash sales. It can be like inflow from investing activities. Take an example, sale of fixed assets. Sale of fixed assets results in inflow of cash. So all this would be gathered under the sources of cash, and this information is very necessary as this will enable a manager or the owner to know how much cash is available at what time in the business or would be available at a particular time in a future date. Then we must gather information about the applications of cash. That is, to know about applications or factors resulting in outflow of cash. Now students, factors resulting in outflow of cash means those activities which will lead to outflow of cash. That is where we are using cash. It is again very important so as to assess the factor that the cash that we have received, where it is being used, whether we have sufficient cash or not, or whether do we need to make sure that we get sufficient resources or we arrange for sufficient resources to meet these requirements. Then lastly, to judge the net position of cash. That is, what are the sources? Out of these sources, deduct the applications. What is the net position of cash? How can this be utilized? So, this involves a planning part also. Once we know about the net position of cash in hand, a businessman can plan for future.